Hello and welcome to this extra video where I'm going to be talking about cold exposure therapy. Now, this is a great tool and I use it myself and with my health and lifestyle clients for many benefits. Now, some are the fact that it can really vitalize your body and support your immune system. So in this current climate, it's very important that we acknowledge the power of the cold. Now, the benefits occur due to we're providing a controlled stress response on the body in the form of cold water. And then when we're in that state, our autonomic nervous systems normally trigger a sympathetic state or fight or flight state where we raise our breathing rate, become a bit startled and want to get out. Now, if we can remain in it and control our breathing and use positive thinking and slow, deep diaphragmatic breaths, we can actually activate the vagus nerve, which is part of the parasympathetic state, which means whilst we're in a stressful environment, we're staying really calm, which is great for controlling and training our parasympathetic nervous system and activating the vagus nerve, which runs from our head into our hearts and our gut. And it just means we're not raising cortisol levels or putting ourselves into a fight or flight state all the time. Even though we might be in a stressful environment, we're training the ability to control that and remain calm. Another really good benefit is the fact that it oxygenates all the cells in the body. So every time you go into the cold, the blood will come in towards the viscera, and then once we come out, it'll actually go towards the extremities and oxygenate every cell in the body. So when this happens, it helps buffer our pH in the blood. Most of us are living in a state where we're quite acidic, so it's really good to raise the blood pH, make it a little bit more alkaline, which is really good to support the immune system. So it's a great tool to use during this time, and I recommend you give it a go. Now, you need to start out slowly and make sure we're not pushing ourselves too hard and we're listening to our bodies, as it can be quite dangerous. But if we do it in small steps and keep a level head and not aim to beat our time every time, just remain calm and go with the flow and really listen to your body. Now, we need to expose our hands and feet first. So you can get a bucket of cold water or run the basin in your bathroom with some cold water. Put your feet in the bucket or your hands in the basin and just expose yourselves to a little bit of cold water just to experience the effects, and just try and remain calm with positive thinking and full diaphragmatic breaths that are slow and coherent, and just stay in there for whatever feels comfortable and just gradually work up to a cold shower. So that's how we'd start out. Now, before we work up to a full cold exposure shower or plunge, we need to alternate between hot and cold. This is a great little tool and most people will just benefit from doing this. So if you don't want to push yourselves too far, stick to just hot and cold therapy, where you have a nice hot shower or warm shower. Once you're done, switch it to cold, but remember, start with your hands and your feet first, then move on to putting the cold water on your genitals and your chest and your back, and just really work with your body slowly, build it up, and then let your skin get really cold where it's almost numb, and then switch it back to hot. Now, do this a few times, 5 or 6 times, where you switch between hot and cold, and it's a really good way to get the oxygen into all the cells, as when the water's cold, it brings the blood into our viscera, and when we put the hot tap on, the hot shower on, it'll bring all the blood to the surface of our skin. So it just charges our body and blood with oxygen. Now from there, we can progress onto full cold exposure. So you can start with a hot shower, then start with the extremities and just leave it on cold and just really focus on your breathing. This is the key aspect. Throughout the whole time, we need to have full diaphragmatic breaths and positive thinking and really remain in a calm state. You need to make sure you're breathing through your nose, as this triggers a parasympathetic response, and just work within your tolerances, listen to your body. Don't push yourself too hard and you'll notice the benefits. When you then get out of the shower from a cold therapy, you can shake yourself off, do some Tai Chi, but your body will warm up and you'll feel amazing. Just give it a go. So this is at the heart of Wim Hof's training method. So if you're interested in pushing this a little bit further, you can check out his work, and he's also done a lot of scientific research into the effects of cold exposure. So check it out, do your research, and remember that knowledge is power.